Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, let's have a conversation. I am fired up again today. So, I want to talk to you guys about the Catherine situation and the new development that's happening with that stupid book Endgame. All right. So, I did do a video yesterday that went up where I go through all the ways that Meghan has been horrible to Catherine and how we're seeing it again in this book. So definitely check that out if you didn't see it. But I had to make a follow up because I'm sure you're aware. But in case you didn't, I also did a video on the Dutch translation of it all. So you can see where I discuss in detail about allegedly Charles being revealed as the ist word that they love to throw around on that story that makes no sense. I even go into how the story has changed, all that. You can find that on this video here. It's a new day and there's more BS coming out and it's directly aimed at Catherine, Princess of Wales. And I want to have a conversation because I have so many more thoughts on all this. Now, again, to refresh your memory in case you didn't see it, it was revealed, so many people revealed it, but I'm giving this guy a shout out, Rick Evers at Rick Evers Royal, because he speaks Dutch. He showed the translation and specifically read the passage and alleges that it was Charles that was named. Scobie, it sounds like, is, I don't know what the hell that guy's doing. Some think he's scrambling and he's worried he's going to be sued. I hope so. Others think, and I kind of tend to think, that this was on purpose and it's just a way to sell more books. People have looked into the libel laws. I've heard conflicting stories. There's a whole thing. I'm not even going to go into it. I'm not a lawyer, but people think that maybe he has less chance of getting sued over there. That's why Scobie leaked it. I believe it was Holland where it was leaked. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let's talk about what's going on now. So more stuff has come out. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So again, this is courtesy of Rick Evers at Rick Evers Royal that explains it's not as clear and specific as the name in the previous passage, but he's alleging here that it says, well, you can see it. It says that the king and the Princess of Wales took part in such conversations about Archie. And again, alleging this nonsense about these racist claims. And I encourage you, again, if you didn't see it, go back and watch my other video about this because I fully explain the history because I'm absolutely fascinated by it, how this claim has changed as they've told it. They even told separate conflicting stories on Oprah, if you pay attention. Meghan claims it was while she was pregnant with Archie. Harry claimed it was, I believe, before they were even engaged or around the time they got engaged, something like that. So this story has, I mean, it's lies. I'm dancing around it. It's lies. It's nothing but lies, and it continues on. And now we're seeing it directed at Catherine, Princess of Wales. And what is absolutely infuriating, and I have to say allegedly because allegedly these people love to sue, and I'm just saying I'm going off this information. If this is correct and she's naming Princess of Wales like this, it's bullshit, and let's talk about the reasons why. Because it's so vague. She's being so vague and obtuse on purpose. She's doing this to try to take down Catherine. She's decided her arch nemesis. I have so many thoughts on this. I'm so frustrated. I know you are too. I'm getting your comments, and thank you for leaving me all the comments. I just wanted to have a conversation about this because it's bullshit. Here we go. Here's my thoughts. I think Meghan Markle is a horrible person. I think she's destructive. I think she loves to create chaos. I think she's toxic. I think she's cruel. She likes to attack those who she knows, and they both do that, both she and Harry. They like to attack those who they know aren't able to speak out freely, right? Knowing that the royal family has this, where they, keep calm, carry on, the never complain, never explain. So they're banking on this. So she's attacking Catherine, Princess of Wales, on the hope that Catherine won't speak out. Meghan has a history of using people. She discards them. Look at her family. Look at his family. She uses them to get what she wants. She discards them. You know what comes into mind, and the reason that I thought about this is because of this picture right here. The story I'd heard is that this is during the time when Meghan was not at all liked. Things were going very badly for her. People were seeing her true colors. And there was the rifts that people were getting rumblings of. And so Catherine graciously agreed to play the part like everything was fine, to take pictures, to smile in these pictures. And I think about that a lot. So Meghan used her to try to get a better what? A better approval rating, to try to boost herself by smiling along with Catherine, Princess of Wales. I think about that a lot. I think about, again, how Meghan has a history of doing this. She uses people, discards them. She does things like this. She can only try to make herself look better by shitting on other people, family, friends, husband, that one. And then, and I feel like that's what she's done to Catherine, Princess of Wales. And these two can never get their story straight. Again, go back and see my other video. I explain why they've told different stories around this race issue, this narrative that they're creating here. Her only card to play now is this race thing. And I'm sorry, it's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Because you wouldn't have to try to keep your story straight if this was truly an issue. You wouldn't be telling separate stories from your husband if this was truly an issue. It's just, none of it makes any sense. Harry used to be close with Catherine. I've done videos on that as well. The days before Meghan, the days after Meghan. But you can go back and look at the photos and see the difference. Everything was fine until Meghan said it wasn't. Now, again, I'm not taking Harry out of this equation. That dude sucks, sometimes worse than she does. It's his family. He should be standing up for him. But no, he's right along next door, so he's just as guilty, if not more. Okay, I keep thinking about Catherine and what she has endured at the hands of Meghan. Again, it sounds like Catherine was trying to make her feel welcome in the family, was doing things, posing for pictures, trying to make it seem like everything was fine when it wasn't. And I think about that a lot. So not only did she have to endure all the things, and we've been through them, all the ways that Meghan was horrible to her, and how, I just think about the bridesmaid dress of it all, and how awful that was, and involving Princess Charlotte, and the fact that Catherine could go to that wedding and smile and pretend like everything was fine. She's a better person than me. That's all I'll say about that. And then you have this book now through, again, it's my opinion. I have to say that anybody with a brain probably shares the same opinion. It's my opinion that the wife wrote this book. And so through Omid, Meghan is getting her thoughts out, and she thinks we can't see it. She thinks we're all that stupid. That's just been her MO throughout, is treating us all like we're idiots. She's the only one that can be right. She's the only one that can be a victim. She's the only one that what a narcissist. And then we see, again, Catherine's been through all this, endured so much because of Meghan, and then Catherine, Princess of Wales, is called a Stepford wife in the book. Because why? Because she's taking care of her family, not causing a stink, doing realizes the job, realizes the role that she's in. I mean, it makes me sick to my stomach. So going back, I just keep thinking about this leak, and I think about how, whoops, they said Charles. That was the story yesterday. Whoops, they said Charles in the again, I believe it was the Holland version. It was the Dutch printing of the book. And I think I heard now that it was the Italian printing as well. But again, allegedly. So, whoops, that was printed. And now, whoops, now that was leaked, we can reveal that he was talking to, again, this is per Omid / Meghan. I don't believe it, but they're alleging that it was a conversation with Charles, and then vaguely mentions that Catherine, Princess of Wales, took part in it. No specific details, just trying to damn her into pulling her into this fake conversation that I truly don't believe ever happened. I don't. And so many of you guys have left me amazing comments. Thank you for that, saying, even if it did, even if they did have a conversation about what the baby looks like, it's what you do. It's what you do when you're expecting a child. It doesn't, the only one making it about race is Meghan. It doesn't matter what race, what background you're from. That's just a conversation you have, like, oh, I wonder if it'll have your eyes and his nose, whatever it is. It doesn't matter your background. That's just a normal conversation to have. And again, I love Chris Rock. His stand-up was great. He says the same thing. Like, that's a conversation we have. That's not, she's trying to make it into a race thing. It's not a race thing, but I digress. But I believe, I'm going back to my opinion yesterday, which is I think this was on purpose, this leak. And by leaking Charles, and then, then you have to reveal the rest, or they saw it this way. You have to reveal the rest and try to take down Catherine as well. Now, I would like to point out, the story has changed so many times, it's confusing, because when I heard it, it was Camilla that they were accusing of having a conversation like this. And then, again, when you search on Twitter, and you see different stories of it, but people had said that they thought it was Camilla. And again, I'm not trying to throw Queen Camilla under the bus. I don't think it's wrong to say, hey, I wonder what your kids would look like. It doesn't mean that there's a malicious intent there. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a normal, I actually think it's sweet. Like, oh, if you guys, if it was relayed to me that the conversation happened when, before they were even engaged, when he announced, around the time he announced they were dating, I think. I might have that a little bit wrong, but around that timeline before they were engaged. And I thought it was, whoa, it's a sign of welcoming, right? To say, oh, I wonder what your kids will look like. Oh, what kind of wedding do you want? That doesn't mean race. The only one making about race is Meghan and, well, Harold and Omid. Harold even backtracked on this, though, trying to blame the media, saying, yeah, I didn't say it was racist. It was the media. That dude can't keep his story straight. Speaking of that doofus, I want to remind you all of something else. Do you remember that when he was dating Meghan, early on in the relationship, he pushed to release a statement to the press saying, back off. Don't be horrible to her. And I remember reading in like Revenge and Lady C's book and stuff how unprecedented that was, and it was a big deal for Harry to do that. So he was trying to look out for her, creating non-existent drama, this whole thing. And yet he is complicit. He is just as guilty as her and Omid, the three of them together, going after William's wife. More than that, Catherine, Princess of Wales. But you know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's just another example of the hypocrisy and why they are the three worst people in the entire world. Yeah, he wanted everybody to leave Meghan alone. And now here they are going after Catherine. My question is, what does Meghan hope to accomplish? Does she think that, okay, so this made-up story that keeps changing and the lies that you keep getting called out on, yeah, going after people, yeah, okay, we're going to believe you now. Even though you can't keep your own story straight, we're going to believe you now. Oh, yeah, you won. We're going to, oh, no, we don't like the Waleses anymore. No, that's crazy. Crazy. And only somebody that full of themselves would think like that. But here we are. I just can't stop with this. I just keep thinking about how ludicrous this whole thing is and how I truly feel for the Princess of Wales. I just think, going through all this and dealing with all this, yes, Harry and Meghan were there for such a short time, but I go back to the word destructive. Meghan was destructive, and Harry went right along with it. And they've destroyed the relationship with her family. They've destroyed the relationship with his family. They're personally trying to take down Catherine. Of course, they go after William too, but I just find this against Catherine so disturbing and so disgusting. So much. Anyway, guys, I just have so much more to say about this. It's just rattling around my head, but it's your turn to speak up in the comments. You got to tell me your thoughts on all this. Do you feel the same way? Do you think this was done on purpose? The Charles first to create the headlines and then bringing up Catherine to just try to skewer her, to try to get people to dislike Catherine? I don't know what I really don't understand the thought process, and nor do I want to, truly. These three are horrible people. I hope everybody sues the pants off them. I hope I mean, it sounds childish. I hope they're in so much trouble. I hope all of this. I'm glad to see that this book is flopping. I'm glad to see that it's reigniting everyone's fury against the dastardly duo. They deserve every ounce of it. They really do. I'm curious to see what horrible, I don't know, publicity stunt they do next. What concert are they going to show up at to try to make us all forget that they're terrible people? Good luck with that. We're not forgetting. Oh, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I do. You guys are the best. I can't wait to read your comments on this one. As always, thank you for supporting. If you want to further support, we do have the merch. Of course, we got Not Bloody Likely, my favorite merch. It's so great. I also love Drunk Goose Club. Honk honk, everybody. I sound like a drunk goose still. I'm getting my voice fully back, but I think I've been screaming into the mic for 3 days, so it's kind of wrecked right now, but I keep drinking tea. It's coming back. I guess I need to go back to the UK and get some really good tea, right? But also, if you want to further support the show, check out Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you can become an executive producer and get your name on screen like the lovely geese and ganders that you see here in front of you. As always, thank you for being here. I hope you have the best day, and I'll be talking about more stuff like this. I keep saying in every video, I'm waiting on my library copy. As soon as I get it, I'll dive in. I'll roast them. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue to talk about the disgustingness that is Harry, Meghan, and Omid. Thank you guys for everything. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.